these on, and let's see if that gets us somewhere. For whatever reason, it didn't handles, which is always fun. It looks like I got that fixed. It looks like we're let's see. Okay, it looks like we're there. So anybody that's watching right now on other channels is you missed the intro, but it's all good. It's all right. So looks like a double fired on my personal my personal one. It looks like there's like 5 different lives happening, so we're going to delete those real quick. But if you're watching right now, let me know that you can see me, you can hear me. Just drop a comment, below, um, and we'll get started. So that looks like we're fine there. All right, I'm going to delete this top one. We're going to keep the bottom one there, and we'll be all good. Okay, so it looks like we're good there. We're good on YouTube. I think we're good on the personal. We're good on the public figure page. There's too many pages nowadays. That's the problem. Is it's like there's too many places to distribute content. Sometimes it's overwhelming. It's like, where should I share here? Should I share there? Should I share in this group? But regardless, it looks like we're good. Brad said we're good, so I'm going to take his word for it, and we're going to get moving forward. So a lot of stuff to chat about today. The first thing is on Thursday, I'm going to be sitting down with my good friend Josh Elizeche from Snow. Everyone knows about Snow. They're everywhere. And he's going to be my very first guest on our brand new show. What's up, Dave? How's it going? So we are starting a I totally forget the name. I think we're calling it This Week. This Week in Unicorn or Last Week in Unicorn, or there's some name to it, and we'll have the name right by the time we actually go live with Josh. We have a lot of stuff on our mind. We just launched a brand new program and stuff yesterday, so a lot of stuff going on. But we'll have Josh on as the first guest, and it's gonna be fun because we're gonna dive a lot deeper than just talking about his best tips for marketing, right? So. A lot of these guys, they're on every podcast and they talk to a lot of people, and in all those conversations, they kind of they get asked the same questions, right? What's your background? Where are you from? Why did you start this company? It's all like super superficial, top, stuff that doesn't dive too deep. So we're going to see if we can go a little deeper in our application that we make everyone fill out before we can book them. We ask a few questions. Basically, one of the questions is like, which of these topics are off limits, essentially, and so it's like politics, religion, the economy. We have like a bunch of things, and so pretty much everyone so far has checked I'm going to talk about everything, which is great. So we'll have Josh, we have Ezra scheduled, we got Tim Bird scheduled, Deepesh Mandalia. So we got a lot of people that are scheduled in the next few weeks, which is going to be exciting. And so that's a quick update. So make sure you guys are here on Thursday at 1 p.m. That's the time. So the 8th at 1 p.m. the Unicorn Weekly Update, and that'll be happening in the Marketing Strategies group for business leaders. So if you're not part of that group, and so it's we'll make sure that we get there. You subscribe to that, and being going forward, that's the place where we'll be doing all of these interviews. So thumbs up to that, and if you guys are going to be there, let me know. If you're excited for Josh and to hear more about him and his story, let me know as well below. So a lot of stuff has happened in the past week. The both internally and what's happening kind of on a macro level. I think what's cool, in case you guys missed it, because I only announced this in our Marketing Strategies group yesterday. We basically decided as a company to kind of restructure a lot of our pricing models and the way we bill and the way we charge for programs. And we're moving away from, and if you're in the Marketing Strategies group, I apologize for this is a repeat, but this is also being streamed to other places, so it may be a little repetitive, but we're still going to talk about it. So, we've seen a trend away from like straight sale, high ticket, and moving towards a subscription-based model, right? So Disney just had their earnings just about an hour ago, and on Disney's earnings, they announced that they're formally releasing, Disney Plus, and Disney Plus is going to have a bundle where they're bundling together ESPN, Hulu, and the Disney Plus streaming program for like $12.99 a month. So subscriptions are becoming really, really big. We also realize is that, a lot of people can't afford $9.97. A lot of people can't afford $14.97, $24.97. Most of the courses out there being sold are being sold at prices that are unattainable for a lot of small business owners. And ironically, and unfortunately, it's a negative, it's not a good irony, the people who need the most help are usually people who can't afford to invest a lot. And it's a real challenge of bringing education and training to people that can get the most value out of it. And that's usually people that are struggling, people that are only making a few $1,000s a month, a few $100s a month, right, for their business. They're not doing 6-7 figures. And so I basically decided to change paid traffic training, my new course. And instead of doing like a $9.97 straight sale, we're basically now doing a $97 a month subscription that gives you access to both courses, paid traffic training at IQ Academy. We're upping the live trainings to 2 live trainings a month. We're throwing in a bunch of other bonuses, and there's no contracts, no long-term, sticking points or anything. So you can basically go month to month. So you can join it. If you don't like it, you don't get your money back in the first month, you're more than welcome to cancel it. So that is something that we just rolled out yesterday. Super excited. We've got a ton of people already hopping on that, which is great. And if you're interested in the new paid traffic training program, you can go to lander.paidtraffictraining.com to learn more about that. That's my pitch for today. So let's see, sign up for our brand new subscription program, subscription training program, lander.paidtraffictraining.com. Okay, so hopefully that pops up in all the places. It should. If it doesn't, again, it's lander.paidtraffictraining.com. You guys can go check it out. What's up, Martin and Andres and Dave and Roke? Andre said, I like the subscription model for paid traffic training. Yeah, so basically we changed it up. It's for paid traffic training specifically. That's what we initially did it with. We've seen a lot of success with Unicorn Academy doing it at a higher level for more expensive programs. But basically just we're moving away from $9.97, $14.97 one-time purchases, and now we're moving all of our products really to monthly subscription programs that give everyone, like what I like about it is it gives everyone the flexibility and freedom to get a lot of value with a very low amount of risk, right? So I think the challenge with a lot of the courses out there is if you're like, let's say you have a few $1,000s in the bank, putting out $1,000 today is a big risk. There's a lot of courses out there and you probably will get your money back, but it's still a big risk that you're taking. What's up, Tim? How's it going? But the cool thing with like 97 is like you can take kind of a small, you put your kind of toe in the water, you still get everything, you could possibly want, right? You still get instant access to all the courses, the trainings, and then you could see for yourself after the first month if you're like, okay, this is like, here's what I'll say, right? And then we'll dive into some training and talk about some cool stuff. And it's cool. It looks like we just got another person on here. What's up, Chris? So welcome Chris to Pay Traffic Training. Just signed up for the new program, which is awesome. And I encourage everyone that's watching this right now, like this is the no-brainer for anybody. Like we purposefully structured it in a way that literally is like, there is no feasible scenario. There's no possible scenario. Even if you're not running any traffic right now, there's no scenario. What's up, Jesse? What's up, Christoph? And I'll answer that question in a second, that you can't make $97 in your first month, right? And that's the bar that you got to set for yourself is, do you think that I can generate $100 profit this month, right? And if that can't be done by consuming a brand new course plus my original course with 120 hours of content, if that can't be done with 2 90-minute live training sessions with me where you can come and ask me your questions, like you can literally think about it this way. And I know I'm talking about this a lot. It's because I'm passionate about it and I'm excited about it because it's going to help so many people. Like for $97, you're basically getting 3 hours of access to me in a live setting. Right. So in the first month, every month you get 2 trainings, but like just for the $97, if you only want to do 1 month, you get those 2 sessions and you can basically come to those sessions with 20 questions. You can come to them with all of your ads. And as long as I have time, I can go through all of them. So you can literally bring all the ads you're thinking about running right now, all the landing pages, your marketing strategy, and I'll personally be reviewing them, personally give you suggestions, personally tell you what to change, what direction to take, what creative you need, all this stuff. Like, if that's not worth $97, you're probably in the wrong business, I would say, because that's that's probably one of the craziest investments that you can make. Now, the reason we're doing that obviously is because we know that people get so much value month to month that they're going to stay for a very long period of time. Like our Unicorn Academy retention rates over 90%. For our $297 a month program, because there's just so much value. Like we always want to make sure that there's like 10 to 20 to 50 times more value than what you're paying on a regular basis. So again, that's the last thing I'll mention of it right now. But again, lander.paidtraffictraining.com. That'll take you to our new $97 a month offer. Again, no contract. We're not locking you in like a gym or anything to a year contract where you're still paying a lot. It's $97 and you can cancel at any time. But again, we're not going to hold anything back. So when you sign up, you get instant access to everything. You get instant access to both courses. It'll literally probably take you a month just to get through both courses. There's over 120 hours of content, of training lessons. You get access to the masterminds I've done, any type of premium recording I've done at events. So just so much stuff. And then Christoph asked a good question, which is, can I still get the $997 one? So what we've done is we basically made it so, hey, if you go and you get the $97 a month, you sign up, you have the option as kind of the first upsell to basically buy a year. So that's what we kind of did with Unicorn Academy, is we gave people the option to buy a year and get a special deal on that. So we're still doing that with paid traffic training, but we're leading it off like the main offers, the 97, because we think that's the most like mass market. That's the no-brainer entry point for everybody. And then if there's some people that are like, hey, I knew I wanted this for the year. I want everything and I don't want to wait month to month. Like, cool. You can get a deal. You get the whole year ahead of time. Plus, we still have a great deal for Unicorn Academy in there as well as one of the upsells. But again, if you just want, $97 a month and just want to take that kind of small, take a foot and dip it in the water, or toe dip it in the water, you can totally do that. So hopefully that answers your question, Christoph. And if there's any other questions that anybody has about paid traffic training, about the new subscription model, about what you get, anything like that, I'm more than happy to answer questions. Feel free to post a comment below if you're watching the replay with any of those questions. I want to make sure, like, our goal, listen, we've helped over 4,000 marketers directly with just our course in the last year and a half. We've probably helped tens of thousands when you include masterminds we've done, stage talks, all that stuff over the years. But what our goal really is to help hundreds of thousands of business owners with our training, with our courses. And we realize the only way to really do that is to make some very, very competitive entry-level pricing that can get everybody in the door, so we can then start helping them move this way. And then there's plenty of room. Listen, we're always going to have high ticket stuff. We'll still have mastermind and group coaching and one-on-one coaching and stuff for people that want more personalized access. But we really wanted to make sure we gave people a clear path to that, because almost all of the current training out there, mentorship courses, trainings, masterminds, basically have a huge gap between what most people can afford and what the pricing is, right? So most people just come out with a course and then everything goes up from there. So it's like, hey, my entry level is $497, my entry level is $997, and then we have plenty of upsells. But for a lot of people, 0 to $497, 0 to $997 is still a very big gap and a very big jump, and it's a very big risk. So that's the idea behind this. Make it just totally almost zero risk with a lot of reward and a lot of upside. So I appreciate all the kind words there from everybody that's already part of it, part of the community. I appreciate people that are joining as we're talking, which is great. So that's all I got on paid traffic training. Now, I want to share a few things that we got going on this week, and so one of them I think is two of them tied together. But the first part of it is, I see paid traffic and customer acquisition and just direct response marketing evolving pretty rapidly. And what I mean by that is there's despite all the data and despite the trends and despite everyone kind of sounding the alarms, people continue to create this kind of churn and burn environment with acquisition on the digital marketing side. What I mean by that is I have a product that I'm selling and I just want to send ice cold traffic to this page and just push people there, herd people to my page and hope that 1 or 2% buy, right? That is what I see a lot of marketers still doing. despite the fact that the conversion rates keep going down, costs keep going up, and the results people are getting from there are staggeringly terrible. And what's fascinating to me is like, I see the same questions. I see the same people asking the same questions and having the same challenges on a consistent basis, right? And if you're watching this and this is what you're having, let me know. It's, why are my ads so inconsistent? Why is my ROI so inconsistent? Why is my ROAS so inconsistent? Why do some days I do really well and some days I do really terribly, right? Why is, this is my favorite question. What's my favorite question or statement? I don't understand why this strategy, this product, this campaign that worked last year is not working now, or worked 6 months ago is not working now. Well, things change, right? Things evolve, platforms change, consumer behavior changes, technology changes, algorithms change. And so that's inevitable that what used to work for you will stop working for you, right? Now, what we're thinking about is, okay, trends are going to change, platforms are going to change, consumer behavior is going to evolve and adapt, costs are going to change, performance can be volatile. Those are all things that we can't control, right? I can't control what Facebook does. I can't control what Google does. I can't control what consumers do. But what I can do is I can focus on building a community. I can focus on building an audience of first-party data, of people that have come into my ecosystem voluntarily, that want content, that want value from me, from our team, from our, whatever, if it's a different venture of ours, Unicorn Politics, Unicorn Wealth, they want value, they want content, right? So what we're looking at now is, okay, how can we focus first on taking cold traffic and driving them to a destination that they actually want to visit? Giving them an experience that's actually valuable, an experience that actually enhances what they're doing on a daily basis, that doesn't just try to grab them and pull them from somewhere. Wait, like that's most marketing that I see, most advertising I see is it's force-based marketing, right? It's, I'm kind of pushing somebody somewhere, right? I'm taking somebody from a Facebook feed and I'm really trying hard to push them into my product page and then push them through to buy my product. We don't want to do that. That's not a positive experience for anybody, right? Facebook doesn't like it, the consumer doesn't like it, and you're not going to like the results. So what we want to try to do is create a magnetic experience, something off of Facebook that voluntarily draws that person out of their behavior on Facebook and into what we're doing. So that's goal number one. Now, goal number two is, how can we optimize the end of that experience to try to liquidate our front-end ad costs? So the holy grail for most marketers is, what if I could build a list, if I could build a community for free, right? That's a game changer, right? I think everyone can agree to that. If you could basically either make money or basically pay no money to build an email list of 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 people that are relevant prospects that have the problem your product solves, that is the dream, right? So what we're doing now is we're basically taking quizzes and polls for, I'll use our Unicorn Politics brand as an example. So we're now sending people to a 18-question Trump quiz, and I'll share the, I can share my screen real quick. Let me pull this up. Let's click share over here. So we have a bunch of polls running, obviously. This one's about the MAGA hat. Okay, so let's scroll. The Trump Superfan quiz. We just started this one. So here's what we're doing. We're sending cold traffic, big audiences, right? People that either like Trump, people that are conservative, people that watch Fox News, big 5, 10, 50 million person audiences. What's beautiful about this strategy, right, is like, you shouldn't have to spend, what we're realizing is it's such a waste of time to spend and invest your time on like the nuances of campaign structure. I need to have 8 audiences versus 10 audiences, and I need to have 6 ads versus 3 ads, and I need to use this bidding structure. And all of that is not going to build a $1 billion business for you, right? Those things, sure, they can definitely help when you've already cracked something, you've already figured out and you're scaling. Those things then have an impact, right? But so many people I meet are so focused on those aspects. They're so focused on the budget to ad set ratio. They're so focused on the right number of ad sets per budget per campaign. And they're spending so much time on that. And they're spending so little time on the actual angles. They're spending such little time on the actual brand. They're spending such little time on the product. They're spending such little time on the actual flow, the actual journey, the actual experience. And I can tell you for a fact that you could be terrible at Facebook ads, right? You could basically know next to nothing. But if you have a killer angle, you have killer creative, you have a killer product, and you have a great customer journey, you will outperform, make more money than every expert Facebook advertiser that doesn't have those things. That's a fact, right? That is a complete fact, because I've been on both sides of it, right? I've right. I'm not saying I'm the best Facebook advertiser in the world, but I have a lot of experience. And I've run ads for terrible products that have no journey, no positive creative, no nothing. And they very rarely, if ever, work. And then on the flip side, I've run ads for things like this, where I work 10% as hard. Like literally, I put probably 20 to 30% of the effort into these ads over here as I do the ads for like crappy offers, right? And instead I spend a lot of the time on the angles, on the funnels, on the flow, on the email follow-up, on the nurturing, all of that. And that's what really moves the needle for us, right? So we basically send traffic here. We get their opt-in, we get phone, email, name. We then have a series, we have 18 questions. This is a graded quiz, right? So at the end of this, once they, and each one's timed, so it's got a 30-second timer on it. Once they're finished, they then get presented with this screen, which is, congratulations, you've been selected as a winner for a free coin. Click here to claim your prize. We then open that. They then go and they're brought to this checkout page where they can claim their coin. We have a lot of, strong copy. We've A/B tested this page like crazy. This page converts really, really well. We give people the option to, the default option is the free coin where they just pay for shipping. But then we have quantity options. So they can get 2, they can get 5, they can get 10, they can get 20, they get discounts. But again, the 2 goes more up to full price. So we're, obviously we still get a majority of people just take this coin, but over 25 to 30% take multiple quantities. Over the last 2 days, we've had 3 people take the 20 coin option, right? We then down here have a order bump to a 24 karat clad tribute coin for $14.95, super high margin coin. We have about 35% of our buyers are taking this order bump. We then have a really, really elaborate, well converting funnel with multiple upsells that range from a $29.95 all the way up to several $100s. And then we have a lot of stuff on the back end to monetize these leads coming in, because remember now, these are buyer leads. They're not just like lead leads. So we have all kinds of affiliate offers. We're in the process right now of building out a brand new store for Unicorn Politics. I'm actually working on it right now. So we're going to have a brand new e-commerce store with all of our products in here. We're partnering with a lot of different companies to monetize this audience going into the election. But what's great about this strategy, let me see if I can come into here. So we just launched a lot of these. They're still early in the testing. But so for example, like let's look at this one. This is the Trump quiz campaign that we just launched. We're optimizing these for purchases. So these are campaigns optimized for purchases. And so we're looking for not just people that opt in, people that opt in and buy the actual offer on the back end of it. So this one, for example, we have, let me go down here. So this has brought in 321 quiz leads at about 78 cents a lead. So we've spent, $250 to generate 321 email leads. We're getting about 30% of getting us phone number. The email leads are all validated. And we're actually breaking even, we're over a 1x on this traffic, right? So most people, when they do lead gen, they're just driving to a standard opt-in page, a lead magnet, a webinar. They're not usually like actually profitable on the front end. And it doesn't have as much volume, right? So we're finding this to be the best strategy. And also you can ignore like all these numbers down here. We just started tracking like purchase conversion value about like a week and a half ago. So like that's why a lot of these don't have like any purchase conversions in them, because we didn't have the all the purchase pixel tracking set up. This is also our quiz and poll ad account. We have other ad accounts that are dedicated like just to politics. So these are the like accounts where we drive like straight sale just to the free plus shipping and those offers, where we're driving directly to that. But basically what we found is that, you know, the MAGA one, for example, we have 905 leads. So this one, we're getting leads for about 30 cents to this poll. And we're also getting people to buy. Now, again, the CPA is a little high. We want this to be probably in the, you know, the $14 to $15 range. But you look at the election poll, same thing. So this one we have, let's see, we've generated almost 6,300 leads for this one. And, you know, we're getting from about 30 cents a lead, and we're getting lots of actual buyers here as well. So let me go back up to this. So basically what I'm saying is, I think the strategy a lot of people are using when it comes to e-com, or really anything, is cold traffic to a product page and hope ROI positive. What's crazy about that though is every person that goes to that page and doesn't buy, you now have to continue to pay to re-engage them. You got to pay to retarget them. What if you had 30 to 40% of those people, you actually had their email address, you had their phone number, and you can now email market them, you could SMS market them, plus you could retarget them. That's a no-brainer. And so and on top of that, what also happens with this flow, when I just send cold traffic directly to a product page, there's no nurturing, there's no agitation. I'm not able to do anything in that process, right? I got to hope that they basically just love the product so much they just want to buy it on the spot, which usually doesn't happen. With the like Trump quiz, for example, I just sent somebody, instead of just to the coin, I sent them to a place where they've already said like, I'm pretty much a big Trump supporter, because we're pushing that button. Like, are you really the number one supporter? That's our angle. So they're already trying to prove themselves as a top supporter, right? They want people to think that they're the number one Trump supporter. They then go through a quiz where they answer 18 questions. Think about that. So they're not just going to a little poll where it's one question or something like that. They're spending time and they're answering 18 questions about President Trump, some personal questions, political questions, stuff like that. So by the time they get to the end of that, they've already invested a substantial amount of time. They've already been, testing their knowledge of Trump. And now they're getting this way to like, we've already kind of shown, hey, prove that you're a number one supporter with this quiz. Now we're saying, well, this is a collectible that the real Trump supporters have. So we've been able to spend some time continuing to develop the lead and nurturing them, agitating the problem, and setting them up better for the sale instead of just going direct to the product. And now we also have, if we're converting, 10%, let's say, of those leads into buyers right out the gate, if we drive 1,000 leads, get 100 customers, we now have 900 other people that we can continue to email, and we can remind them of the coin. We can pitch them other offers that might be relevant. So think about that for your business. If you were able to, instead of just like everything goes to the product page and I got to depend on retargeting, you were able to create a quiz or a poll or a survey or a calculator, some type of interactive content where you can instead drive your cold traffic there. You can still optimize for purchase. You can still optimize for the revenue event, but you're building an audience, you're building a community, you're building a list that you can now nurture, you can provide content, you can eventually then sell, products to, and you're doing that simultaneously. And if you do it right, you can, maybe if you lose a little bit of money, you're still building a large audience that you should be able to monetize. Even if it's a fraction of what you could do on the front end, you still should be able to break even just with the follow-up sequences. But if you're breaking even, if you're profitable, that's a highly, highly, highly scalable model, right? And again, that's what Facebook wants, right? It's when you're talking about compliance and Facebook shutting ad accounts down, think about that too. If you're setting to products and services and stuff, Facebook scrutinizes those pretty heavily, especially if it's different product categories. if I'm in industries where it's a lot more, of a crackdown on Facebook, if I now send to polls and quizzes and stuff, that's content, that's education, entertainment. Facebook's a lot more lenient on that, even if I have a product on the back end of it. So that's the something that we're working on heavily. We're reshifting a lot of our ad budget from straight to free plus shipping to straight to quiz with a free plus shipping offer, and then a robust funnel on the back end of it. And so I think we're going to see more and more people doing that. I know Jeremy and I were just talking to one of our friends, Anthony Allion, who's a big time marketer. And he was showing us two guys he knows in the keto space, and 2 keto quizzes that's blowing up. So basically, he was driving traffic to, not him, but these 2 big players driving cold traffic to a quiz where it's basically build your keto meal plan. So, hey, take this quiz for us to create a personalized meal plan and keto diet for you. It's an incredible quiz. You answer, maybe 8 different questions. End of it, it's a beautiful looking quiz. It then loads, here's your meal plan, here's your projected results and everything. And then it's like a $39 offer or something like that. These guys are, he showed us a similar web of these websites. The one quiz, 2.5 million visitors this month. 2.5 million, not 2.5 thousand, 2.5 million visitors to that site in the last month. So they're doing probably 15, 20,000 customers a month, hundreds of thousands of leads, probably 400, 500,000 leads a month with that model. So it's not just us doing it. It's like big players are making insane amounts of money with this model of cold traffic to quiz to personalized offer. That's a model that I think will work for every industry. And it's something you'll see more and more marketers doing. So this is the time to start testing those things and not waiting for it to be everyone's doing it now. We're trying to be on the end of it and catch the tail end. And I see, like Dave was saying, any tips on how to change this up for typical dropship stores and clothing, print on demand niches? So I think a lot of it has to do with understanding the problem that you're solving, essentially. So what problem can I agitate? And can I structure a poll or a quiz around that problem? It doesn't have to even be like directly about the product, right? You realize what I just showed you, nothing like, it's not, the quiz and polls I showed you are not about physical coins or collectible coins, which is the product we're selling. It's about the problem, the solution. It's about what people are passionate about. And then it ties that passion into to an outcome. Right? Say, if you're passionate about this, this is what other people who are passionate about this are doing. They're buying this coin. And so whatever your POD niche is, your target demo has things they're super passionate about. And so if you can run a poll or quiz that really pokes that passion, and then at the end of it, present them with an offer that basically positions it as this is the shirt for people that are super passionate about this. And then you can give them special, maybe it's a free plus shipping offer for the shirt or something that you can, or a special, BOGO or a special deal that you're getting for having completed the poll or the survey or the quiz. This is something like, like Rival, when we were running all the ads for Rival Media, which got bought by Agora, we were running tons of traffic to free plus shipping, t-shirt, and survival and physical equipment funnels. And they were putting, surveys and stuff before that. So they probably weren't doing it extensively. They did like a little question or answer, but even for that, just like patriotism, they were doing Second Amendment stuff. They put things on their shirts that people were passionate about or divisive. And I think that also is a big thing as well, is like, even if your niche at a macro level is not super polarizing, I'm sure you could find a saying or a shirt design or topic on a shirt or product that could be relatively timely and divisive or polarizing or something that would drive, a lot of the right people towards you. So that's something we've been working on pretty extensively and are continuing to get great results with that. The other thing that I think is really we're very optimistic about and seeing great results out of the gate is transitioning all of our landing pages from ClickFunnels to ConvertTree. So so we basically started realizing, and everyone knows this, but people haven't really done a lot about it. And yeah, Dave, it's called Outgrow is the name. If you guys want to sign up, we would love it if you signed up through our link. For just we'll continue to give you guys great training on it. But yeah, that would be awesome if you wanted to sign up there. I can send you guys a link to Outgrow if you want to check it out. So I'll drop the link there in just a second. I can grab the link and share it with you guys. Let me see. I thought we had a short link created for it. We might not have. Yep, I'll send it right now. So, okay, so we're gonna create this. Awesome. So, can check out Outgrow.